Hey everyone, what's going on? Eric here from Laughix. Got a pretty cool tip for you guys today for those especially who are Mac users. You probably have like a MacBook Pro, MacBook Air, M1, M1 Pro, M1 Pro Max. Probably doing a lot of stuff on that, especially if you've got the nicer higher end ones. Or maybe you just want to make backups all the time. You like connecting an external hard drive and you want to make sure your data is always safe. We always do recommend that, especially if you do have like any type of drive whatsoever, especially if the data is really important, always have an extra backup. So make a backup and make a second backup. But quick tip today for those especially using external drives all the time is it'll be something pretty interesting that you can do. So we have a MacBook Pro here today, and no, it's a MacBook Pro, it's not Windows, okay? And we have also like a mechanical hard drive here, it's an external drive. And it's like we have a USB-C little dongle, or I guess adapter attached to it, and we're going to be showing you guys a pretty cool tip. So if you're using it, you might be using it all the time, maybe to read and write some data, maybe transfer files back and forth, and then maybe there's a sudden power surge, or maybe someone disconnects it, and then you have an issue with the drive. I'll show you just a quick little tip about this hard drive here and what actually happens, and I'll show you a great example actually. Let's get right into it. Okay, so we have a MacBook here. Obviously it's open, and we also do have our Seagate drive here. When I plug it in, you'll see this little light come on. You can feel the disk actually spinning, and we should get a drive to come up in the corner. There it goes. So in a typical sense, if we're going to be having a drive here, let's just say, for instance, we're going to be reading to the drive or writing to the drive itself, and we also might be transferring a few things back and forth, right? So this is actually transferring, and let's go transfer something over here, and suddenly it gets disconnected. Now, if you have large files, or if you have large things that are actually going on, moving, transferring back and forth, this can be a big problem because it didn't eject, disk was not ejected properly. That's usually what it says. And then it'll also say this operation cannot be completed because the device disappeared. So now what we're going to do is try to plug it back in. Actually see what comes up here. I have disk utility open ready. So we see that there's a blinking light, or at least it will be. So it's trying to read now. I can feel the disk actually spinning in there, but we don't see the drive in the corner. And if we actually go, not to system settings, I don't know why I did that, but if we go to disk utility, and what we're going to see is we're going to see a drive usually come here, and it should be more blank than anything else, right? So it's loading a disk. You see this one? See it's grayed out over here? Now, what we can do is, especially if it's grayed out, it's not mounting, you can see it even in File Explorer. You don't see anything else here because that's usually where the locations are for the drive. What we need to do is we can actually try one thing. We can actually try to hit first aid on it. Because it doesn't seem like there is a problem with the drive. You see it's still blinking, it's still trying to read, and it's just grayed out there. So let's try to see if we can fix it this way. So let's hit first aid, and we're going to run first aid on this drive. And it says this one, oh, it's not able to do a first aid. So what else can we really do for this one if we're not able to run a first aid? That's really strange, right? We can't mount it either. We can't do anything in the meantime, but it is doing this. Now, we've seen a few times, actually, if you wait out a bit, it should probably eventually pop up, because what it's doing is it's doing a check disk error actually automatically, and it should eventually pop up. It's a 2 terabyte drive, but it will take some time. In the event that it doesn't pop up, you can either have a problem with the drive itself, or we can actually use another method, and that would be requiring to have a Windows machine. So let's actually go ahead and plug in our Windows machine and see how it acts. So I'm going to go to my Windows desktop. I'm going to plug in the same drive here, and it's going to show up a little bit differently. It's going to give me a warning message here, right? So we'll see probably at the bottom corner, it pop up. It says there's a problem with this drive, scan the drive now to fix it. And you want to do this, and what it's going to actually do is it's going to fix the problem, right? So it's going to mount on the Mac. So if we hit scan and fix now, and it's going to repair the drive, you won't be able to use it in the meantime, which is totally fine. So we're going to do scan and repair. And we're going to let that go for a bit. That could take a very long time, especially on the size of the drive. This one's a 2 terabyte drive, so it might take actually some time. So I'm just going to be waiting right here. So it did finish. It said the drive was successfully scanned. We hit close, and usually it pops up immediately when it closes there. So we do see the data here. Now we can go ahead and plug it in our Mac and see if it works. Okay, let's go ahead and plug it back in. And now it should just pop up normally, right? Because it's already been fixed. See the lights blinking, and there it is in the corner, and it's mounted. Everything looks to be good, and we can open it up. So that's good. Alright guys, so this is the best case scenario actually if you do have a problem with it not mounting and you want to get at least mounting. If that was a major problem, This is a good way, a little tip for a basic level troubleshooting, at least on a drive here, to make sure the drive is fine. If you don't see a light blinking, you don't feel the disk spinning inside there. When you plug it in, nothing actually happens at all. You don't see the drive name in there, then there's probably another issue with the drive as well. It can be a problem with the board communicating with the drive. It can be lots of other things going on with it. But that's why we're a data recovery center. We do obviously those type of levels of repair as well. But this is just a quick little tip just to see. This is just a quick little tip for you guys actually at home. If you guys want to go ahead and try that out, if this did happen to your drive. Again, first aid might actually fix it, but sometimes we've actually seen that it actually doesn't. But if you wait it out, you might actually let it automatically fix itself in the background. Probably give it a while. It can be even a few hours. It's very possible, especially on the size of the drive. I know I cut out the part for the Windows one, but it did take about like 15 or 20 minutes just to get that to come back up and to finish it with a bar coming. But at least it actually shows a bar there, and we're able to see the data as well. But this is why always, guys, for any type of drives, if you have any type of things whatsoever, make 2 backups of it. Always have an extra backup as well. Because that's why we're here. We see data recovery, we see people that just have 1 backup of a drive. I know it's a little bit harder to get extra backups of it, but if it's extremely important to you, definitely want to have another backup. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this tip. We have lots of other videos talking about data recoveries. If you guys are interested in that as well, please subscribe for more content. We'll see you guys next video. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.